the HTML tutorial part 1. In this video, I'll be showing some basic concept of HTML to create the web pages. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the most widely used language on web to develop the web pages. There are different versions available of HTML in the market like HTML 2.0, HTML 4.0. The current version that we are running with of HTML is 4.0.1. Currently we are having HTML5 versions, which is an extension of HTML 4.01. Okay. This tutorial is designed for the web designer and developers with a need to understand HTML's simple overview and practical examples. Now let's start with the HTML program. Okay. An HTML file is a text file. So you can use any text editor to create an HTML program. There are many HTML editors are available, but I'm going to use Notepad. This is just to show you how can we start the basic syntax of an HTML program. Okay, it will help you to learn it and understand it in very fast way. Okay, so this is the text editor. I'm using Notepad. As I have mentioned previously, HTML is a markup language and makes use of various texts to format the content. These texts are enclosed with angle braces. What are the angle braces? These are the angle braces. These are nothing but the less than and the greater than symbol from your keyboard. Okay, now I'm going to start writing the HTML syntax inside this angular braces. These are the opening braces, we call it, and in HTML, every open text needs to be closed by using the forward slash. So here I'm using the forward slash and I'm going to close the HTML tag here. This is whatever you can see in the notepad is called the tag, and the text inside the angular bracket is called an extension. And the extension describes what kind of element this is. In this case, the HTML tag tells the browser this is an HTML file. The forward slash is used to close an element tag, which is like this. Okay. All elements needs to be closed after they are opened. Okay, so this we look at this code, this is an opening tag and this is the closing tag because this is started with the forward slash. Anything inside this code is known as the HTML program. Now what I'll do, I'll try to save this program and just we'll check how does it look like in the web browser. Okay, so I'm going to save it into my local hard drive. I have a folder created as a demo. So let's give a name is like test.html. So if you look at this code, I'm using HTML extension. There are currently two different extensions are available. One is like HTML, another is HTML. Both are the same. Whatever is the comfort area, you can use any one of this. I'm using HTML. Now I'm going to save the file. Okay. Now let's jump into the web browser and look and say how does it appear. Here I am using Chrome web browser. You can use anyone like Firefox, Safari, or your Internet Explorer. Okay. Basically, whenever we start with web browser, every address starts with www. But like I have saved this file in my local machine, so I'm going to give the local path of the machine. It will start from file : 3/, then the directory name which is D, again : then the folder name like I mentioned demo, then again / the file name which is test.html. HTML. Okay, here you go. It appears the file name, but there is nothing on the content section of the browser. What happened? Because we haven't write anything inside this HTML program. So now let's get start to understand the other basic text which are available on the HTML. Okay, those this HTML tags are responsible for creating headers, footers, upload some background images, change the font color. So these are the different tags. There are different tags available for all this functionality. Currently, in today's tutorial section, we are only going to learn about some basic tags available like header. So let's start with header. What is header tag? Any file that will start creating it does always attach a header to it. Okay, what is header? So in HTML, the tag start from head. Okay, this is what called the header. Header basically it makes the file more readable. So like I'm going to use a title. I'm going to assign a title for this page like my first HTML page. I want to give this title. Okay, so as I have mentioned previously, every tag which is open, it needs to be closed once you are done with your statement or your programming code. Okay, so this is the code. Now let's check. I'll try to save it and check how does it appears on the browser. I'll go to the browser. This is a refresh button. I'll reload this page. Here you go. This is saying my first HTML page. So title as part of header, it helps you to define the page, like which page it is. Like if your code here making 3 or 4 pages, so it would be like home.html, about.html. So this kind of a different naming mechanism we can provide so that you can understand that which page is currently loaded on the browser. Okay, let's go back to the HTML code. This section, what are the section that you can see on the browser? This is known as the content of the HTML page. How can we display something inside the content page? So in HTML code language, we have a tag body available. Okay, so whatever you are going to write inside the body is going to be displayed on the content section of your HTML browser or on your web browser. So I have started the tag and now I have closed. So anything inside this is going to be your content on the page. Okay, so let's say I want to write something like this is my first HTML page, thanks. Okay, so I want to display this information on the content section. Now let's save it again. Let's set it. Now let's go back to the browser, refresh the page. Here you go. So anything inside, whatever you write inside this, there will appear in the browser. Okay, there. Okay, now let's say if I want to make this statement available in next line, what would be the applicable tag for this? So there is a tag available, we call it as a break. Is a breaker tag. Okay, so what it does, it breaks the current line. So if you are also returning this break statement here, it is also going to work on the same way. Okay, so what it's going to do, it is going to break this line and start creating the new line, as you can see here. Okay, so we call it as a break tag. It does not require an opening statement because this is just going to break your existing your current line and start creating the new line. Okay, so I have saved this page. Now let's go. Here you go. Okay, thank you so much guys. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you like this session, please subscribe. Please press the subscribe button or like this. Thank you so much. This was really my first video, so please avoid some of my mistakes. Thank you so much.